right? You remember that? Right? I remember the first time I knew I had something was different. I was teaching, and this woman told me, "Don't touch my child." Wait a minute, what? What? What do you mean? What? Your child is messing up. What do you mean, your child? That child don't belong to you. That child messing with everybody. But I remember the first time I heard it, and a flag went off my head. Oh, Lord, Lord. But see, the only people that can really do this are people who remember how it used to be. Because see, I get a lot of AC people. They got good intentions. They really want to help. But they can't read. They don't know what it used to be like. So they have no frame of reference. So the BC people, you can now you can guide an AC person to BC. Because now all my kids are like, man, they worse than I am. They're all BC. Whenever I talk about how back in the, okay. It's only because I've seen some good, even great things in my lifetime that I'm able to make these statements. Okay? It's all I've ever done, the community. And to me, it's the single most important thing, not movie stars, sports figures, or music celebrities. Hell, they all came from the community anyway. All of us have to decide, okay, then it goes on and say, who's down for making this happen? Now, I do that because I really do believe that this is a recovery period. And if you define it what it is, you know what you have to do. You've got to understand that these young people, so many of them, the biggest thing they have not met are non-negotiable adults. Non-negotiable, okay? So it's the equivalent of saying 2 + 2 is 4. But they get taught 2 + 2 is 4.5. Here's a great example. I was talking to one of my young boys the other day, and Reverend, listen to this. He said, funerals be cracking. I said, what do you mean funerals be cracking? He said, man, that's the best time. Funerals, we love funerals. I said, why do you love funerals? He said, when my homeboys die, that's the best time of all. He said, we go in a hotel, we get some girls, we get some weed, we get some drink, and we celebrate. Okay? So I said, well, why couldn't you do that with him if you're really simple? When he was alive, he said, yeah, it's just not the same. So I asked him, I said, well, when you're doing this, where are your parents? They know what we're doing. I said, you smoking all this weed? Well, so my mama smoking with me. Because she said, if you're going to smoke it, I'd rather have you smoke it with me. Now, wait a minute. That's AC stuff. Okay? So I have to teach them BC stuff, right? But I have to be non-negotiable. I can't say, well, just smoke it a little bit with them. And one thing I found out, that young people, they get people who negotiate with them all the time. Oh, I mean, I'm serious. Their mothers negotiate. Their fathers negotiate. The OGs negotiate. Nobody is willing to tell them 2 + 2 is 4 and stick with it. Because, oh, Dr. Marshall, I don't want to lose him. You already lost him. I mean, I have heard every excuse for the demise of our young people. Nobody wants to be a non-negotiable adult. 2 + 2 is 4, and that's the way it is. So let me switch wheels and figure out what I do. So what I really do is I'm a non-negotiable adult around the disease of violence that's taking their lives. And you got to understand, young people don't think like we think. The ones that, when you get infected with this, they don't think the way you think. They think 2 + 2 is 5. Let me tell you why young people get into violence. They get into violence because they think it's a way to survive. Have you ever heard that before? I'm just trying to, right? Okay. That's not fair because it's pitched to them that way, but it doesn't help them to survive. It helps them to die and go to prison. Now, they're not bad kids, but they're like a computer. You ever have a computer catch a virus, get a virus? Can a computer work? No, it's useless. You can press all you want, it's not going to work. So our young people are suffering from a diseased mindset that they think is necessary to survive. And in that mindset, They'll go into your church. There's nothing they won't do. You understand? There's nothing they won't do. Huh? So, and because they think they get the wrong information, thinking that this will help them to survive, they engage in risk-taking behaviors they think are normal. Because they think they got to do what they got to do, which means being strapped every day, right? Right? Which means, they engage in behaviors that to the people who get it, who got it, who are not in this mindset, that's not going to work. Okay, so they engage in risk-taking behaviors, but they think they need to do this in order to survive. Okay. Now, America engaged in some risk-taking behaviors. Let me tell you. What's 2 plus 2? Are you sure? No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. You think so? Subprime mortgage. What's a subprime mortgage? It's saying you can pay a $500,000 house making $500 a month. That's what it said, right? Now 2 plus 2 is 4 and you can't do that, but they convinced you that Now you're not stupid. It's just that it was presented so well and you wanted that house. So you signed that balloon crazy mortgage, right? Now you're not, see, the kids aren't dumb, it's just packaged too well. Right? See, basically dumb. The kid's not dumb, it's just the OG just did it too well. Look, homie, you want to survive in the streets? Hey, don't be no punk. Handle your business. Get your money on, man. I know how they say it. And it's like, okay, I got it, man, because I want to survive. So I know you knew that 2 plus 2 was 5, but you couldn't resist. 2 plus 2 was 4, but you couldn't resist that subprime mortgage because they told you it would work. Don't worry about it. It'll keep going up and you can sell your house like everybody else, right? So you said, okay, you bought it, and then somebody else bought it, and you never even questioned. This is okay, I'm cool, I'm gonna do this, right? And it was going all over America. And then you engage in some of the craziest risk-taking financial behaviors in the world. They weren't even sound. That's why Obama's trying to reform the whole place. And now what you got? You got financial anger, fear, and pain. You look at that 401k and say, oh my God, I ain't gonna be able to retire. Now, it's not that you're dumb. America's not dumb. They just sold it to you. So the homies bought this. I gotta do what I gotta do to survive. I gotta carry my gun. I gotta be strapped. I can't be no punk. Get my money on. I gotta do all that. I gotta make. But it really can't work. So now what you got is people that bought something and the realization finally hits. Now you got a bunch of kids who are hurting. You got kids who bought the hype, as they said back in Public Enemy days.